the network for the AV industry.
What are you listening to?
This
This is AV.
This
is AVNation.
This is AVNation.
This is Tim Albright with AVNation with an AVNation special, taking a look at digital signage in the digital signage industry. With me today is my buddy, Sandy Stapal from Synnex. Welcome, ma'am.
Hey, Tim, how are you?
I am well. We get to hang out on Thursday, March 4th for the DSE, the Digital Signage Event, with our buddies SCN. So you can hang out with that and you know, come register for that. Right now, though, we're going to talk about what Synnex is finding out when it comes to digital signage. And first and foremost, what are some of the biggest the biggest trends, the biggest movements you guys are seeing when it comes to video walls, specifically for this year, as we come out of COVID and folks start going back to events, people start going back to work, and they start looking at ways that they can augment their spaces.
Yeah, so lots of evolution happening over the past couple of years for sure. And as we're looking at this business for 2021 and where we're seeing opportunities, we're definitely seeing expansion of video wall opportunities in traditional settings. We've all kind of been used to lots of video wall opportunities in retail environments and corporate lobbies and control rooms even. But especially even now, we're seeing an expansion of those opportunities as companies are looking for ways to communicate digitally, in a larger setting where social distancing is something that can be accomplished. We're also seeing the need of more monitoring, so more control rooms, larger control rooms, more robust, especially with drivers like Industry 4.0, with the expansion of security, 5G even up on very very shortly. We're just really kind of seeing that expansion of monitoring everything. And because of that, more significant opportunity within control room. At the same time, there's a refresh opportunity there, as we're kind of all aware. We're also seeing video walls serve new purposes, such as, incorporating temperature speed screening in environments. And then also, again, kind of maintaining that safe and social distance and safe space environments. From a vertical market perspective, we're seeing an increase in use cases, expanding even beyond what we've seen historically with transportation, with wayfinding, in education, higher ed, seeing a lot of opportunities on campuses, and then also even in the public sector space and state and local governments, and even smart cities and that type of thing in certain areas. So big opportunities there. And then also we're just seeing, as we all are at this point, technology is evolving. So direct view LED is becoming more and more a part of the conversation. We all saw the study a few years ago, in the IOTA report saying that DVLED was going to be 60% of the market in the next 3 or 4 years. I think we're a little bit off that right now, just because of obviously what we've been dealing with over the past year or so. But we're definitely seeing more demand there, as it's a good option for creating those kind of seamless viewing environments and those immersive experiences. And there's a lot of other benefits as well.
Yeah, absolutely. There are a couple of different things there, and some of that is the technology itself. And a lot of folks, when they start talking about DV LED, direct view LED versus LCD, you've got two different types of technologies. You have a transmissive, an emissive technology, as well as a transmissive technology. And you're looking at the differences in the types of basically how the light is created and how the color is created. When you're talking to your clients and you're talking to the dealers as well as their end clients, and folks start comparing and contrasting LCD versus DV LED, what are some of the questions, some of the use cases for you choosing one versus the other? Or is it always going to be, should you always choose one? Is there one that's the superior here?
I don't think so. I think there's still a place in solutions for both, right? I think both offerings, have their own unique benefits. Certainly, LED does offer some obvious benefits around, lack of glare, right? The brightness, the lifespan overall, the ability to move beyond a flat wall to more unique, configurations, such as curved walls or even, 3D shapes and more kind of architectural kind of, design. At the end of the day, though, I mean, it really comes down to the end user's needs. So, what are they trying to accomplish? What are their expectations, both short term and long term? Very often, the long term, we leave that out of the conversation on the front end. And I think that future proofing that environment is super, a super important part of the conversation. LCD certainly is lower price right now, but we've definitely seen that gap, shorten over the past couple of years. And then we've also seen, key OEM partners really take a concerted, approach to simplifying the solution as well. So things that historically have prevented DVLED as being an option, like financing, for instance, complexity and, the batches and that type of thing. A lot of that has been really simplified from some key OEMs. Some of them are putting together, even kit parts, right? So you can move the whole DVLED wall as a SKU, which, sort of helps, it certainly helps, broaden the number of partners that, can execute those types of solutions as well. So we have a pre-sales design team at Synnex, and really it's all about walking through that process. And so very often, our partners ask us to kind of get in the weeds with them, having these conversations, understanding the use case, helping to understand that end-to-end, need with those end users, what the environment is that they're positioning the technology in, what they're trying to accomplish, what is that content going to look like? How often is the content going to be refreshed? What is that kind of future-proof plan for that solution? And so our pre-sales design team, I'm really lucky to have that team. They're a lot smarter than I am. And they jump in and they have those conversations with our partners, alongside our partners with end users in a lot of cases, and making sure that, the design that's presented is the best possible solution for what that end user is trying to accomplish. So
that actually helps a lot, because you've got resellers who are new to different markets, and certainly video wall is one of those, and digital signage in general is one of those areas that if you haven't done it before, right, from an engineering standpoint as well as a content creation standpoint, having somebody and having a partner is certainly helpful. What are some of the areas, or what are some of the steps if you are new to, let's say, digital signage or in another vertical that you mentioned? What are some of the first steps that you would take if you were a reseller, you were a dealer who's just now getting into this market?
Right. I think that, first of all, there's a lot of resources available. Associations like Digital Signage Federation, getting involved with them. They've got content actually all around video wall solutions. There's a number of other consultants and partners in the business that have, provided educational material so that you can kind of understand the ins and outs and at least feel like you can talk the talk. The other piece I would just say is, leaning on a partner. There's a reason why, Synnex as a distributor, it's kind of strange for a distributor to have pre-sales engineering resources in place. We don't sell to end users, right? But those resources have, we've made that investment to help support our partners as they are trying to expand. And, it's only the opportunity for digital signage is now. Digital communications are more and more important. It's only going to become more important as, public spaces are opening up more. Those environments, it's really critical to be able to have, concise, clear, consistent communications, especially across large spaces. And, being able to do that in an environment and in a way that encourages that social distancing, I think is something that is important to people now. And digital signage and specifically video walls are something that helps our partners accomplish that.
So as we kind of wrap up here, if you're a reseller, a dealer trying to get into this, the kind of the group that encompasses all that is your Synnex Visual Solve. How do people get more information, or how do they start the process? How do they engage them?
Yeah, absolutely. So it's really easy to get connected to us. So visualsolve@synnex.com. And I'm assuming we're going to provide that link. But that Visual Solve team is a group of dedicated, certified experts that can help you from the very initial stages through the process. We also have, a number of educational tools that you can utilize through our LMS platform. Just all, again, put in place to help our resellers as they're trying to kind of navigate this space. So it's visualsolve@synnex.com. And then we have a dedicated digital signage team there to help support you.
All right, very good. Sandy St. Paul from Synnex. Thank you, ma'am. If somebody wants to find out more information about Synnex in general, how do they do that?
And visualsolve@synnex.com.
All right, very good. Sandy Stapal from Synnex. I'm Tim Albright for AVNation. Again, you can join us March 4th for the Digital Signage Event, the digitalsignageevent.com, or go to our website, avnation.tv. That's avnation.tv.